Frighteningly gore.
Yeah, so
That looks like a road map.
Congratulations.
It's like a topographical map.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
I loved covering Adam Foote. Back during the year, that era, literally, whenever I needed to know what was going on with the Avs, what the true pulse of what was happening with the Avs, good or bad, that was my go-to guy, and he never disappointed.
Those forearms. I mean, like, that's a guy that you don't want to scrap with.
No.
That's that. And now he's on the bench.
They don't make him like that.
No,
anymore.
No.
Don't make him like that anymore. So congratulations to Adam Foote, the new coach of the Canucks. Good luck anytime instead of playing the Avs. We wish you the best. But speaking of one last thing, by the way, one last hockey note. Edmonton Oilers, man, they keep rolling. They keep winning. Looks like they're going to eliminate Vegas. So
who are you going for? Who do you like in that? I mean, or dislike the most?
I'm in this series. I'm a Vegas fan.
I know you love the Stars.
Yes,
you're going for Vegas.
But I'm going for
Edmonton.
Vegas. But it doesn't look like that's going to happen. So Oilers, congratulations.
You know the Oilers are ready. You know McDavid is ready. Your Capitan, your Capitan.
There you go. Actually, Edmonton, excuse me. What am I saying?
Were you trying to get me? I thought you were trying to get me.
I know. I forgot. They won the series. Excuse me. Edmonton won the series by winning 1-0 in overtime. Yeah, that's how much of a roll they're on. They just dismissed the Vegas in 5 games. Wow, mighty Vegas. What happened there? So, the Oilers on into the Western Conference Finals where they will await the Dallas Stars. So, it looks like it's going to be Stars-Oilers in the Western Conference Finals, which will go down like just a bile in Avalanche fans' throats at the idea of watching the Oilers and Stars in the Western Conference Finals. Yuck.
Well, your favorite team and McJesus going to get it on.
That's right. There you go. Mark, you have been talking about NFL schedule releases all day long on your TV show. I know you've had a chance to look at the Broncos schedule. We did the win-loss thing earlier.
Did you now?
We did.
Did you now?
Very interesting what it revealed. What do you see when you look at the Broncos schedule?
Well, I like where we open up, right? I like weeks 1 and 2 because I don't think the Colts are very good. And Trent, the quarterback, what's the kid's name?
Anthony Richardson.
Yeah, Anthony Richardson. Anthony Richardson, not very good. You got week 1 with the Tennessee Titans. Now, the Tennessee Titans have not one primetime game, not a one. So right off the bat, I love the way you start kind of extension of the preseason, get your stuff together, especially on the offensive side of the ball, and then right in to that week 3 matchup with the Chargers. So I love how we start off getting those 2 games. I'm telling you what, the Chargers, Bengals, week 3, week 4, week 5, then the Philadelphia Eagles, tough, and then you get the Jets in London. So I love the first 2 games, the way we start the season. I think that's big time. Big time.
You need to start off fast. I think that 3 out of 4 there after week 2 on the road. That's a tough stretch you have of the season. And then, it gets a lot better for you coming down the stretch where you do have a lot of home games there. So the tough stretch is the 3 out of 4 that you'll be playing on the road starting in week 3 when you go Chargers. And then you got the Bengals at home, which is going to be a tough matchup. Seems like it always is with Burrow and Chase and Higgins and those guys. And then you got the Eagles there to finish it off. Which,
and that's on a
the
short
road.
week, too. That'll be a short week because you play Monday night at home against Cincinnati, and then you go to Philadelphia on Sunday. So, to me, it's just about surviving those first 5 games, right? Are we all in agreement with that? Because you go home against Tennessee, at Indy, at the Chargers, home against Cincinnati Monday night, at Philly. As long as you can come out of it minimum of 2-3, preferably 3-2, but minimum of 2-3. You just got to survive, I think, that first 5-game stretch. You don't want to be staring at 1-4 after you come out of that Philadelphia game.
That's a big one.
Right.
The first 2 are big, right? That's why you need to get those first 2 because I got them winning the first 2, then losing the next 3 to be in 2-3. Need to be 2-3, like you said, at the minimum. And if you are, you're fine. You're in a good spot with some good games coming up to get back on track.
I think the other one that intrigues me is week 7, the Giants, because I think the Giants have got a legit defense. I think they're going to be pretty good defensively. and that should be the weekend that Jackson Dart makes his first start.
No. We don't want that. Come on, we got.
You want him to make the first start earlier?
No,
maybe week
I
one,
want
and they
Russ.
cut Russ.
No, I want
They
Russ.
cut
I
Russ
want
and
Russ to hang in there until week 7. Come on, we missed out on it last year. I got to get it this year.
Broncos country. Let's ride.
Come on,
Let's fit in your narrative.
Come
This
on.
is going to be it, too. This is probably it, especially if he doesn't play good. He's not going to be a starter again,
No,
right? So this is our last opportunity.
he's entered the dreaded backup QB / bridge quarterback zone.
And it's at home, right? So it's perfect.
But to your point, guys, about surviving those first 5 games, because then you go to London to play the Jets, home to play the Giants, home against Dallas, at Houston, home against Vegas, home against Kansas City before you go into your bye week. And so there's a nice stretch of home games there to really, hopefully finish strong, beat Kansas City here. You can go into your bye week feeling really good. By the way, it's always a question. I know you guys probably it's the first thing you look for, right? When you were a player and the schedule came out. When's the bye week? How do you feel about a week 12 bye week? Good spot, Mark? Too late?
No. I think it's a great spot.
Okay.
I think it's because you're always beat up by then. So, you always make, like, if you get one at week 5, you're like, hey, perfect. It's right, between camp and all that. And, coaches say that stuff, that's garbage. You want it somewhere between week 10, 11, 12, 13. Somewhere in there is where you want your bye week. I think it's perfect, especially, like you said, it lines up well. Obviously, in London, who cares? That's not a home game, right, for either team. So you're in London. Then that, as Stoke talked about, Giants at home, Dallas at home, on the road to the Texans, Vegas, and you finish up with Kansas City. Like, that's a stretch where you could win a bunch of those games and then go into your bye week feeling pretty good about where you sit right now. Like, that matches up well. I think that lines up well for the Broncos.
Yeah, I mean, you always want your bye a little bit later than early. I mean, it's a long season, so you kind of reset, get healthy when you're beat up a little bit more than early. So everybody likes it later rather than early. And so, yeah, I think that lines up nicely for the Broncos.
And I love the way they finish, because if you're all about trying to either A, make the playoffs, or B, really, give yourself a chance to build some really good momentum going into the playoffs. Finish up home against Green Bay, home against Jacksonville, at KC Christmas night, but then home against the Chargers. And that Charger game to finish up the season could mean everything. It could mean a wild card spot, might even mean the division title. Who knows if the gap is indeed closing between the Chiefs and the rest of the AFC West, but being able to finish with 3 out of 4 at home is a nice way. So I think it's just a matter of navigating through that first 5-game stretch. I think if you can do that, keep your head above water. I don't know. Am I being kind of Pollyannish by Homer being an over Homer here?
No.
Dark.
No, I think you're all over it.
Orange
Yeah.
and blue glasses here, saying that if they could survive that first 5, they're set up pretty nice.
No.
I think you're 100% on it. I mean, I think 100% you're on that. So those first 5 are tough. The first 2 coming out of the gate, I think, are nice. I think that's a nice kind of ease into the season. I mean, all games are hard, we know that, but ease into the season with those 2 teams that I think are pretty average teams. Yeah.